Hello and welcome to another project. I found this pad of rather nice papers. It was a very small pad and I think it's 2 sheets for each design. I thought, what can I make and do with this? You've seen the title of the video, so you know I decided to make a little book. Well, 2 little books actually. Teeny tiny books. So first of all, I need to choose one to be the front and back cover of the book. I also need like a thicker piece of card to be the actual inner part, giving you something to actually wrap. I'm actually going to use this card from the back of the pad of papers. Be my cardstock making the base book cover with. I'm going to use that. It's not too thick. For a little tiny book, you wouldn't want to use something really thick. That would be annoying. So let's see what we can do with this. First of all, I'm going to measure down 3 centimeters. That's how tall the book is going to be. Just over an inch. An inch and a quarter or something like that. But you can eyeball it, make it whatever size you like. Then I'm going to make the front cover a 4 centimeters. Whoops. There goes the pencil. And I'm going to give a 5mm gap for a hinge between the front and back pages. That'll give us somewhere to put our pages into the book. And then another 4, which is about an inch and a quarter, I guess. And that will be where we'll cut that off. Any scraps we will use for a future project, they won't get wasted. We'll put them in our scrap pile. And I'm just going to give that a little bit of a score down the pencil line so it folds where I want it to fold and nowhere else. There we go. That will now fold across those score lines. Fold it in and out. Make sure it's well and truly bent into position. And at this point now, I would like to choose which piece I'm going to cover it with. And there's lots of nice designs. I think I'm going to go for this one with the stripy sort of effect with stars. I want a little bit of a border. I'm just going to eyeball the border. It's about 5mm all the way around. Probably, what's that? 1/8 of an inch or something. Just a bit of a border. Let's snip that out. And I'm going to cover that with some glue. Use a piece of scrap paper so I don't get glue everywhere. My work surface. And I'm going to, that's already curving the paper, that glue. Good stuff, that. It's like a Pritt stick type thing, but it's Oohoo glue. Press that into place and snip off the corners. You don't want to snip too close to the corner itself. You want to leave like a millimeter, a little tiny gap. And then we can fold it into place. We will fold. I'm using my metal ruler to try and get it right up to the edges. Give it a good fold. Both sides, there we go. Pinch that down. And the ends seem to be sticking too good, so I'm going to put an extra bit of glue on there. Trying to just get it right on the edge and nowhere else. I want it sticking to everything and ruining things. And same with the other side. Now we have a miniature book cover with a nice pattern. If you didn't have the pattern paper, you could use a page from a magazine. You could use an atlas. That would look quite cool. Trying to round the hinge a little bit, but I think that pencil was a bit too thick. Need something a bit thinner than that to round that hinge better. Now to make the pages for the book, I'm just using a sheet of A4 straight from the printer, folding it down lengthways. Let's measure it to the book to see how wide we want the page to be from the hinge to the edge. Do at both ends. Run out with a hinge, roughly how long the page is. We'll join those dots together and cut that along. To make that easier to handle, I'm just going to cut it down the middle. Line them up. Cut them all as one. Those pieces I've cut off will go with the scrap drawer and they'll get used for another project. They won't be wasted. I want to see how tall to make the pages. I'm just going to eyeball this. Could measure it and make it absolutely perfect. I'm just going to eyeball it. And at the end, because there's so few sheets, you could just cut them all as one to make them the same dimensions. If you get some that are a bit bigger or smaller than others, you just trim them all to the size of the smallest one. And this will give plenty of pages for our tiny book. Plenty, that's enough. Out of that, I'm going to make two book piles called signatures, where you place one page, folded page, inside another folded page. They are now signatures. And once you've placed them inside, they will protrude a little bit. Pages that are inside will stick out a little bit, so you can snip that off. This is an awl, a sharp, pointy thing. And I'm going to use the awl to poke a hole through. I want 2 holes in each signature, and I'm just going to have the 2 signatures. That's enough for this little book. Make sure they're nice and lined up, and if you think you're going to stab yourself, just use a piece of cardboard to poke through it, or a piece of foam, something like that. This is wax thread. You don't need to have wax thread. I just happen to have some. Previous bookmaking project. You could use a piece of string, piece of cotton. You've got some wool. You could even wax that if you wanted. If you've got an old candle lying around, you could wax the wool and make your own wax thread. It doesn't have to be waxed. It just threads easier and doesn't tangle as much if it's waxed. Now for this, I'm going to go in from the inside a lower hole from book 1. Pull it through, and I realize that 1 knot is not going to be enough because that's going to pull through. That hole is way too big. I'm not using a needle or anything for this. It's just going to be done by eye. Let's make that knot a bit bigger so it doesn't pull through the hole. Might need 2 or 3 knots. Try and get them right on top of each other. That makes it bigger. And snip off the tail. Not too close. I want a little bit sticking out. There we go. Pull that through. Now we're going to take the other end and we're going to go into the book number 2, the signature number 2. We're going to go in from the outside, inwards, pull that through, and then go up in that same signature, book 2, signature number 2. We're going to go out through the top. Really stubborn to get through the hole, but got there in the end. And then back in from the top on book 1 again. And at this point, you want to pull it as tight as you can and get as much slack out of it. And I'm using my awl to try and make the knot as low down as I can get it to go so that the pages aren't too loose and floppy. It's not going as low as I would like, but yeah. Doing it in this method that's probably as good as I'm going to get. Use the awl to poke that down as low as I can. Still quite high and quite loose, but I'll do another knot and see if I can get it a bit lower. There we go. That'll have to do. Get that down as far as possible. Perfect. There we go. Snip that off. Now we have to choose our liner for the inside. Got to choose the same one again. Pick something that's contrasting to it. There's some nice ones here I could use. A spotty one. Yeah, I quite like this one. Let's use this. This is going to be our inside liner, and also it's going to attach our book pile into the cover. In order to get it the right size, I need to make sure that it will cover the grey part in the middle, about the same size as the pages, basically. I'll place a dot right there, line that up with my ruler. Surprisingly difficult to see, and draw a line, go all the way across the whole thing, and snip that out. Beautiful. Line that up with the actual cover. I think that it's a tad too wide. It's not showing enough around the edge. I'm just going to really carefully try to trim a little smidge. That's the technical term. A little smidge off the edge. I could use a paper cutter, but it'll probably just rip the paper because it's such a thin, tiny amount. I'll try and just cut it as straight as I can. There we go. Beautiful. And that is going to glue to the front edge and then to the first page. Let's fold it where the hinge line is. First hinge line. Line that up, fold it over. That's nice. That should be where it got to go. And we're not going to glue it all the way across because that would be wrong. It's got to glue to the first page of the book. I think it's going to be easier to glue it to the cover first and then put the book pile in place. Got our little book pile ready. Get our glue. And we're just going to glue the front side. We're not going to glue the hinge area. Don't go past that first line. I'm a little bit off camera. There you go. I noticed. And try to cover up all the grey. Get that nice and straight and just glue up to that first line. And then we're going to glue our page. First page on the top of the pile. I'm trying to only get it on that page, nowhere else. The glue. And then line that up and stick it to the first page. While the glue is nice and wet, you can slide it around and line it up and get it spot on. And we go now to the back. And a similar process here. We want to glue that. It turned out that that was just long enough to be front and back. Be perfect. But you could just cut a second piece out to do the back. Wasn't quite big enough. I think I may have cut it a little bit too narrow. I want it to cover up the grey cardboard. That's perfect. That'll work. Hold it where that hinge line is. Perfect. There we go. And we need a bit more glue, trying to only get it on that page, not on the edges. I want it all to stick together. And then just stick that page together with the last page of the book pile. And while it's wet, it will slide around so we can line it up nice and spot on. And there is our little book. Now, the pages being interlaced with each other are now going to stick out beyond the book cover, which doesn't look very pleasing. So I'm just going to cut that down a little bit so they're inside like a normal book would be. You get all the pages. I don't want any glue sticking those down in the wrong place. I'm just going to eyeball this. If you think you can't cut through all the pages at once, you might want to do say 2 or 3, but then they might not line up with each other. Rather try and trim them all together. And there we go. Mini book completed. Well, actually 2 mini books completed. That's what they look like from the front, inside. And I'll take a few pictures, different angles, for you to see what they look like. So if you made it this far in the video, please consider dropping a like or a subscribe. That way I'll be able to catch you in another video soon. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. See you in the next.